Today we are seeing how to use your model in real life, so I'm using a model in the park next to my house. As you can see, the model is fully functional and nearly existing with me, so you can use it. It has emotion, and you will see on this tutorial how to transform MMD's models into VRM to use them in reality and also use them as VTubers. So we'll really see how to use in another ways your MMD's models. So you have two options. The first one, which is the easy one, is finding the models online. Some people already converted them and are sharing them with you. So for example, I've got some that I've converted in my shop. So we need to look for models in the VRM format. So I have the models from Genshin Impact, and I've got other models. So we'll download a model. For example, we can download this, which is the equivalent for the others. You only need to be careful to having the VRM format when you get the models, otherwise it won't work. So you'll download the VRM files you find either on my Ko-fi page, or I'll find you other places to find them. So same, we download the VRM format for every model you want to use in this. Okay, so and this can be characters from Genshin, as I'll show you. The other resources using the site name Boost is a site where people create a lot of digital materials and sell them online. So you would look for models that have the VRM format. Some people convert their models for VR chat, or they convert them for VRM or PMX. So you'll need to look around and be careful on what has been written. So for example, VRM, you look for it, and either you buy the models that suits you and that you really like, or you find. So that's how you get models the easy way. Then I'll show you how to get them on your phone and how to get them working. Okay, so in this part of your tutorial, I'll show you how to convert an MMD model in a VRM model using it for VTubing, or in the AR, which is having them come to life on your phone or other devices. So for this, you'll need to have a bit of knowledge of the softwares, which is Unity, which is a game programming software. So if you don't feel comfortable with doing a bit of that, don't use this tutorial. You can send me an email, you can send me a message. If you really want a model, I'll convert it for you. Don't try to do this if you don't feel comfortable. You still need to have few basics and understand a few terms. And if you want to learn this, and I'm going to quickly because it's just to show you how I do it, if you're able to mimic it. Okay, so I'll put links in the descriptions to help you otherwise, and from the people I've learned from. So you'll download the Unity from 2019, it's version 2.41. You'll download it and you'll need to probably create an account. It's free, so no worries. And you'll create a new project. In my case, I've already got a project where I put every conversion, that way it's organized. And this is a software where you need to be very organized. I'm a very messy person, but this can be very, very messy if you leave it without doing any organization. So for now, This is the software, also that's Unity. You can see I was working on Blade model, which I already converted. I'll suppress that. And to use, this software, I'll show you where you can go and download the plugins. So the plugins are what allows you to do the conversion. So you'll basically download the plugins, which are in the description, which are the said here. So it's the UniVRM plugin 0.58 and the VRM to PMX exporter. Okay, so once you've downloaded both of the plugins, we'll see how we can do this. So yeah, this is really how I do this. This is more of a workflow than a real tutorial for people who are trying to learn. So once you've downloaded them, you'll go to Assets, then you'll go to Import Package, and then you'll select your plugins. So mine are already activated. So for example, if I insert the UniVRM, which is for importing VRM models, it will say all assets from this package are already in your projects. So you will have them showing a lot of options. You'll just click on OK. So that will be fine. And you'll get new folders showing up. So you'll get VRM, you'll get MMD mechanism. So you will use them later, but it's not that complicated. So basically what I recommend is creating a folder. So I created a folder which is Honkai. For the Honkai models, for now I don't have that many, and they are not in this save file. What I want to do now is March. So I'm creating a folder with March name. There you go. I'm opening up. This is like Windows exported, so this is easy. And then you'll find your model. So what I do is I select everything and I just drag it out. So there you go, everything is loaded in. So now nothing is happening, but you have a few files that are showing this. So I'm not sure which one is March model, so I'll just go back to this. And if you know MMD models, you know you can open them with, either miku editor, miku dance, or PMX editor. This is just for checking which is this one. Okay, so that's the model. There's also her weapon normally, so this is the model. So I'll select it in this little logo, and you basically have to agree to all the conditions. So I'll just move for this. You basically have to agree to all the conditions and consider that you're using, in this case, you're using a public model, so you can't use it to win money or use it for your own vlogging and things like that. So you click agree and then process. It'll take a few minutes, so you leave it running. So I'm just showing you the process, so it takes really a few minutes depending on your computer. And as you can see, it's importing the materials to show the model. I will drag it in there in this little segment. Okay, so it did it right. So you've got the model here. And in this case, there's no problems with the materials. Otherwise, sometimes it happens to be all blank. Everything is right, there's nothing. So basically, you need to have a bit of knowledge on materials. And in materials, you can see they all have, different colors, and those are the textures. So just to explain it very quickly, if you want me to go into depth, you'll need to ask me. I can do a private video just to explain. But basically, you'll need to link every material to its texture, which is the drawings. So the first step that we have to do is transform the model into a human. So you go click on this model, you go into rig, and you go into humanoid because it's a human, and you click apply. So this is importing the model. Okay, there it is. And well, one thing you have to do, it's most of the time it works, is click on configure, you click on save. So it can open up, well, an option where it checks for the connections in the model. So like as you can see, that's the green bones. So you just check that everything is connecting to, like for example, this is right arm, this is right elbow. Normally if everything is green and there's just one that's gray, it should be okay. So you can then click on, even if you haven't done any changes, you can click on done or otherwise apply. So okay, and this is our model. Then we need to change the materials because this is an MMD material. So you go to your material folder, you click all of them. I did Ctrl A for all of them, and you select the VRM in the shader, you select the VRM shader and the N2. So this should appear, and you need to be careful to put all the black icons in cutout. That will allow your model not to have big black lines. So once this is done, and I'll just tell you how to fix the materials. If it's all blank, you'll basically have to drag your textures in this little file. This is connected, but sometimes it's just white and everything would be white, and you would basically drag, for example, this one on your model, just there. Didn't see any change, but normally it should color it. Wait a sec, I'll show you on one that's a bit better, so maybe this one, I don't know. So I've opened this one, and let's say I put this on it. This should be the different one. As you can see, the earring has changed colors, and you'll basically recolor it little by little. And try not to get the colors mixed up, which we all do. Okay, so once this is done, now we'll export it in a VRM format. The first thing is to export, is to freeze T-pose. So it has its arm like this, and it will give you two models. You'll suppress this model without the normalized thing, and then you go to VRM, which is an option that appears when you've got the MMD and UniVRM activated, and you'll export as humanoid. Then you'll rename it. Merge version is 1 or whatever you want to call it for classification. Then you'll put the author, which is mixed area, random things, and then click on export, and then rename it. So I'll call her, just March. As simple as this. And yeah, so this should give you the model in VRM format, so you can already use it. And this is the most important step, which is having converted it. So you've already done half of the work at this point. So I've opened up a VTubing software, which is 310, and I'll open the model with this. You can use any other software, which is like PCFS or whatever you have for VRM formats. We've opened this up. This is the model. There she is. Save the changes. So she's already appearing, and she's looking quite okay. It's not the same shading as with MMDs. It will always look a bit blander. That's for the face tracking apps. Okay, so the only thing that's working right now is, for example, motion. So you could have your model working at this point. Walking, I mean, and she can speak, she can move a bit. So she's working for that. The only problem we have is she doesn't have hair animation or clothes animation and doesn't have any, well, facial expression, because if you click on this doesn't do anything. So at this stage you can judge that this is okay and you can finish it. I'll just show today how to do emotions and then we'll have finished. So you can leave this running or close it, then go back in your folder, you'll just delete this, we don't need this anymore, and you'll import your VRM file, so I call it VRM. And I just, as usual, because I'm a bit lazy, oops, I just drag it here. So it should be loading for me and should be loading for you too. Okay, done. So that's how VRM formats appear. So you've got March here, and I'll drag her here, and she looks exactly as the same as before, but this time it's a VRM format. And you go to Blend Shapes, and now in the folder Blend Shapes, and now the only thing we have to do is create blend shapes. So I'll show you basic ones, and you can do the rest yourself. So on this side of the screen, I'll just move myself. On this side of the screen, you've got this little bar, so you click on it, or you can click on it with the right key, right mouse button, and this appears. This is, you're seeing the model right now with animations. So right now it has no animation, so you'll create them. So you open this tab, this is blend shapes that are not registered, and this is MMD blend shapes. And you basically need to figure out, often they're in other languages, this is in Japanese. So for example, the blink, I've selected, found it, it's those two, and I leave it like this, tuck. And basically when I click on neutral, A or blink, it goes to this. And another thing I want to show you is how to create expressions. So I want to create board, because I know there's this blend shape in MMD. So this is here, I click on board and I just find the slider. So this is still not the slider, this is the slider. Well, I've called it board, but it's some kind of, let's just say you finished and every emotion is there. You'll just close this and click on your March in this pass and click on UniVRM, export humanoid again. You fill out maybe those things again and click export. I'll just put it at the same place and erase it. Okay, so normally we've got this, and I'll open it up on my software. So first I need to change doc. I'll just put this one here for a moment, and I've got March here, and I'll just select March there. So there she is. So the emotions we will see are just there. So blink, you can see she's doing it. Mouse A, and if I was using face tracking, she would move with me and lip sync with me. So this is how you do your model in VRM. So you need to keep this file very importantly. That's the file we use in the RA application. Now we are on the phone, so you open the Avatavi app that's still shown on the screen, and it will open on this one. I'm not showing any background because I'm at my house, and you have access to models that are already in there. So I've opened one up just to show you. So this is on my desk, and you've got it here. You can zoom in, it's moving, and it's also not liking that it's so close up. So I'll show you how to put in the models you've just made. You click on the home button at the top and you go on this page, and you'll need to import a model, so you click there and you click on either Viewed Hub or you click on Files. The model will take a bit of time to load up. I've just sped it up so you're not seeing everything, but just leave it a few minutes. So your model is showing up and you'll click on Go Out to have the model in your real life. And this is how you import your model. So this is a VRM file that you can have control in the real life. So I'm not using it at a good place, but you've seen in the intro of the video.